Ready for a new video. Right, I've got here some Siraya Rebound PEBA, so I'm going to be seeing if I can print alright, as well as a flexible PLA, which I have tried before printing with that, and it's quite challenging. You have to go up the nozzle pretty bad. Those are both going to need drying out, so I'm going to chuck them in the dryer, leave them overnight, and what does print okay, which is the only one that's really recommended, especially with the IFS, is the TPU-64D. That prints without a problem at all. It's not that flexible though, but it is it does give a good finish. 40 quid, 44 pound. Well, yeah, that is about the same. It feels about the same as well, that's really stringy note. It's like elastic band. Feels about the same. Let's see, as that flexible PLA. I'm going to use a brand new nozzle. It's going to be a 0.6 nozzle, because and it gives you a better chance of not getting clogged. Right, I'll leave these overnight. Come back in the morning. Okay, people, this is the setup. I've got the PEBA in there. It's been drying overnight. I'm going to put a different fitting on there with a little bit of tube sticking out, so I can dangle over here. I'm going to take the IFS connection off and just put a little bit of tube coming out of there, and then have that going straight in there and tuck this out of the way. I have to cut that, I didn't know I've got cable time there. And that's that done. I've got a new nozzle as well. Don't have to use a new one, but it does have to be clean. I'm going to use a 0.6. I think you've got a better chance of it not clogging too easy with that. I found these on AliExpress as well. These are a bimetallic one. At the time when I got them, it was £6 for the nozzle, and you can just buy the little tip parts. You get a little spanner there to screw them in. I think it looks like copper, but I think this bit's actually brass. There's a big chunk there, and just that little heat break is copper. But yeah, you can get them for around £1 just for the new nozzle, the actual hardened nozzle at the end. Here's a hardened one. So it might be worth having a look at them. Now I've gone up in price a bit. Right, let's have him out. So I like about the quick release in here. Really easy to get the nozzles out and that. Let's pull this out. Oh, I'll have to use my left hand. Come out. I need to push down that little thing. Yeah, got a spudger for that. I just took that top off to make it easier. Make it get in there. Hopefully the camera's pointing in the right direction. That's that out. And I've got a little bit of tube to go in there, just to guide it in. Put them in there, it should just go in like that. Yeah, there you go. Put that little clip back in. I don't think it really needs it, but right. The left hand again. Oh, where'd you go? Set. Now, I'll snip that out of the way. So I don't think it's good that hanging around there. Oh. Dropping things already. Pop in through there for a minute. Let's leave him hanging there. Right. Nozzle in. Oh. Side. What am I doing here? Okay, nozzles in. Don't forget to put that back on. The little silicone bit. Right. Right. That's my piece. Right. Put them in there. Now when you go in your print settings, what you'll need to do is, when you send it to the printer, there's a checkbox there to enable IFS. Just click no on that, and I think that should be alright then. Just going to line this up a bit. Right in the middle. That's about right. Looks about right. So it doesn't catch on there. There you go. Right. Switch it on. Change on here. The nozzle. That's alright. First thing I'm going to print out is a couple of these. I always do these. It's just a brake cover for the brake on the wheelchair. These little prints aren't useful. If it prints these, so I don't know for sure that it will. Right, change that to 0.6 and go there. Uh-oh, we have a problem. Yeah, it looks like the brim wasn't wide enough. Okay, did anyone spot what I forgot to do? When I changed the nozzle, I didn't re-level the bed. So that's why we got a little pile of spaghetti over there, I imagine. It's certainly very challenging. Trying to reprint the brake lever cap, and it's printed out the purge line right, and then it's just balled up and not printed out alright. So I'm going to stop that and start again. Definitely can't leave it unattended. You have to watch certain first. Why did it print the purge line out alright and then not the rest? Look at that. Got a lump of snot hanging on there. Okay, I found the culprit. This blob here was stuck on the in between the silicone sock and the nozzle. That was causing it to. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to choose model and reprint it from the file in there. It does give you the option to turn off the IFS. Just turn that off and then print it from there. we go. Let's see whether that works. Disaster! Oh no! Damn it! I thought I was going to get there then. Right, let's try cleaning out this nozzle. Seems to only print when it's got a absolutely pristine clean nozzle. I've already burnt my fingers. I'm going to put some gloves on. Plan is to use the little blowtorch to melt that bit out. Put it back. And then clean the end up with a brush. It sticks so well, it really is. So very flexible. After one print, I think, because it's gummed up internally, it'll under extrude on the next one if you don't actually clean the hole right out. It is good material. Have you checked the bounce out on there? This is a silicone sock, and this, it's got so much bounce in it, it's hard to tell from that, but it really has got a lot of bounce. Look at that first layer going down there. It is right to it, not perfect. That's it, right? That print bed is at 100 degrees there. We're losing so much heat out the top. That's not really ideal, but with the heat, with the bed cranked right up to 100, hopefully it won't warp too much. Right, that's finished now. The plate's completely cooled down. This is how I unload the filament. You'll have to do the cutter yourself on the side, then you can take this bit out. And you have to do that if you're going to print again anyway, because it will need, see that little bit that oozes out, that gets caught around the nozzle. It sticks so well, it's so elastic, it will screw up the next print. So yeah, you'll have to do that. And to pop that bit out, just going to get the filament pusher that comes with the printer, and then just shove it up there, and that should just pull out now. There you go. That's all ready to go now. I'll clean the nozzle out. I've forgotten what they call that. See how easy that comes off the plate, because the other one I pulled it off while it's still warm, and it did actually deform it a little bit, but that was my fault doing that. Let's see how well it comes off of here. This is the textured PEBA plate. Right, it's so elastic, see that? That bit come off alright. That's a really nice print. A bit of hair or something on there. Look at that. It's nice and shiny. Very flexible. Alright, looking like it's going to be a bit of a job to get that off. Maybe I did right getting it off while it was warm. Oh no, it's going. I did use glue on there. Let's get a spudger under that. I've got a scraper somewhere. Get a yeah, it's going. But it's definitely stuck really well. Not impossible though. I think you'll be able to do it without damaging the plate. Once you get your fingers under there. Yeah, that's going alright. Wow, yeah, it has curled it up a little bit. Pulling it off. Maybe it'd be a better idea to put masking tape or something down first. That. Feels good though. It's really rubber. It's got loads of grip. Still with the textured surface on. Right. This is a calibration cube with the flexible PLA and Flashforge. So it's got a texture in there. Gets quite a stretch on there before it rolls. What he's doing is yeah, it definitely works like that. Looks a bit janky, but it does work. Well, the flexible PLA printed out without a brim on a smooth plate, and yeah, straight after another print without the nozzle clogging. I'll try one more because I need two of them. Okay, finally success. It's just got a few layers to go. I think that has completed successfully. And it was just a simple setting that was wrong. Yeah, that's good. This is what's this? Fifth go at this. Yeah, sweet. It's nice and shiny there. And I'm going to print one more of them straight away. See if I can get two in a row. Make sure it wasn't a fluke. Okay, here are the settings for the filament profile. Pick on a filament in type. TPU, vendor, we'll go Siraya, tech, minimum temp is 230, this is coming off the bag here, 230 to 260, I think it is, 265. 265. Disable pressure advance and leave the flow ratio at 0.98. First layer, I was doing the first layer at 245 and then other layers at 240. And for the build plate, you can do it at 60, but if you're printing something large with the top open, it's probably better to leave it at 100. I'm going to do the smooth plate at 100 to the start, and then 60 for other layers, and the texture plate I'm going to do it at 100 and 100. This just depends on what plates you've got and the size of the part, or if it's fully enclosed, if you find a way to enclose it, then you could probably stay on 60. Max volumetric speed, I did that at 6, yeah, it is quite slow. Cooling, layer time, I changed to 14 seconds. And minimum print speed here is 30, and that's coming off the bag there. I mean, you probably could tweak it up a little bit, but that's a safe speed for it. And that is it for that. So click save as a user preset, and I'll call that one PEBA 95. Hey, let's do Rebound PEBA. B-I-O-D, alright. That's alright. Rebound PEBA 95. Okay, save that. That's done. Let's have a look what we've got here. So you can copy these down. Alright, start off PLA generic. I changed the temperature from 190 to 230, which is what's recommended on the box. No pressure advance. Print temperature for the nozzle 220 and 220 with the bed temperature at 55 for a smooth PI, texture PI. Now you can see the rest on there, and got max volumetric speed 6mm. Under cooling, air time 14 seconds for the max fan threshold. Minimum print speed of 30mm a second, and I think that was it for that. Yeah. Check them on there. Yeah. Okay. Let's prepare it and put in there. Flashforge. And just save that again. Save copy out of there. Flexible PLA. Okay. Right, that's it. Do a quick recap for the setup going straight into the top of the extruder. Does work. Now I've got it dialed in, it's pretty reliable. I had some fails at the start, under extruding there, and some spaghettios, and again under extruding on the first layer, mainly down to a block nozzle. You have to clean that nozzle every single time you stop the print, at least for the PEBA anyway. It's so sticky when it's hot as well. Any sort of smuts on there, and it just ends up balling up and going into like a glob, and then it rips it off the print bed. Even tried with big brims on there, like the same thing. It took a while to get them to print, they kept ripping off, until I went to a smooth print bed. Then I could print them okay. This is what they come out like afterwards. Which ones are these? These are brake lever grips for the wheelchair. That one is the TPU. This one is the Flexible PLA, which is very similar to the PEBA actually. I don't know what material it is. It doesn't really say on the website what material it is. This says Flexible PLA. It claims to be food safe. It's very close in flexibility, and it's about half to a third of the price. That was £18 for a kilo, and the Siraya Tech Rebound 95A was 44, I think, from Amazon. And the foaming PEBA is it's coming up about 80 quid, so I didn't get that one. Maybe if it goes on offer I might grab some. It's a shame I don't do smaller reels really, like a 200 gram reel for 14 or 15 quid. Might sell more of it. But the PEBA ones of that, it just feels like a silky rubber, like let's say like a butyl rubber, really hard wearing, and it feels good grip in the hand for them. So I'm going to swap them out for the PEBA ones. As far as test cubes I did. Let's have a look what we've got here. We've got this one is the TPU-64D, and that one is 19.7 on the Y, 19.7 on the X, and 20.3 on the Z. That's for the TPU-64D, so that probably wants dialed in a bit better than that. This is the PEBA. It's come out at 19.8, 19.7, 19.7 on the Y, 19.7 on the X, and 20, bang on 20 on the Z. And the flexible PLA, which was a job to get off the smooth print bed on that, and it sticks really well. It actually leaves a bit of the yeah, you can see on there, it leaves a bit of the flexi on there. Even from that, it printed out without a brim, and it didn't budge. It printed the whole lot without falling over, and you had to rip it off, and it's still got part of it on there, so it sticks really well. The flexible PLA, I have to watch that, because you could you've done that on the texture plate, you could have a right job getting that off. This one is on the X 19.9, on the Y 19.8, and on the Z 19.8. I'll just weigh them now so you can see the difference in density. The flexible PLA is very close to the feel and for the PEBA, but say it's a lot cheaper. If you didn't need the low temperature and solvent resistance, I'd probably just go with that. Alright, let's start with that's the TPU-64D. That is 4.4 grams. The flexible PLA is 4.6 grams, and the PEBA is 3.8 grams, so it is quite a bit lighter. Do a quick drop test out. That is the 64D, that's a flexible PLA, this is the PEBA. Not exactly scientific, but you can definitely tell the difference. It's got a lot of spring to it. That's something you need. It's quite expensive, and I think you can only get it in black as well. So that is about all I've got. I have got an idea for getting the tubes in there, but cut out the back so you can still have the lid on them. So you just let it sort of heat out. I don't think that's very good. So yeah, maybe subscribe if you want to see that coming up soon. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.